I'm Ron Yoder, Associate Vice Chancellor of the Institute of Agriculture and Natural Resources, and for 7 years prior to this position I was Department Head in Biological Systems Engineering. Throughout my career I've worked in the areas of crop water use and evapotranspiration, and also in vadose zone movement of water and solutes. Now, what does that mean? That means I looked at how crops use water, how they evapotranspire it to grow, and I also looked at how water and nutrients moved in the soil to those plants. I think any agricultural research that we do that ensures abundant crops and plentiful livestock, looking at how to grow the most crop with the least inputs, and how to have efficient systems for producing livestock, and then also the research that is directed toward processing and storage of the commodities, processing of the commodities in the most efficient way, the least wasteful ways. All of those lend to a food production system that helps us ensure that we have an adequate food supply, and that is a significant part of reducing the possibility of having a food scarcity. There's been a continual effort to breed plants that are more efficient in their use of water and nutrients, and there is in fact quite a significant difference that we've observed in recent research just with the varieties that are out there currently in the amount of actual grain that they produce relative to the amount of water that goes into producing. So breeding plants that use water and nutrients more efficiently is one way. Another way is developing livestock breeds and systems that use the inputs much more efficiently to convert the feed to more meat and more product. We have had a significant part in all of that research here at UNL. I don't think we can say that all discoveries related to those two things are here. That would not be accurate, but we have consistently over the history of the agricultural enterprise here at the University of Nebraska been involved in those two areas specifically. Most research, good research, is hypothesis driven. In other words, you look at what's been done, you look at what is not known, you look at what you think would solve a problem or address an issue if you know the answer, and then you come forth with a hypothesis of what might be, and you do the research, you design the research to answer that question and to prove or disprove the hypothesis. And you design it such that you have varied treatments, as it's called, so you can be testing one against another. Other research is less treatment designed, and it's measuring natural phenomena and comparing it. For example, in crop water use research, you're actually measuring the amount of water that a crop uses, and you're doing that under the varied conditions under which the crop is growing, and you're making measurements of all the factors that go into determining how much water the crop is using, and then from that you can develop relationships, algorithms that can be used to predict how much water a crop will use under other conditions. UNL has really been involved in agricultural research since the very beginning of the university, or very close to it. The first experimental farm was set up in 1871, and the Nebraska Agricultural Experiment Station began in 1887, and then in 1974 the Institute of Agriculture and Natural Resources was founded. And throughout that entire history, the university has been involved in doing that sort of research that will help increase the agricultural production of Nebraska, as well as conserve the natural resources, the soil and water resources of Nebraska. There are several communities of users of our research. One would certainly be the farmers and the ranchers of Nebraska and in the region who use and have used for more than 100 years the results that come from research done here. And that we refer to as applied or translational research. There's also used, the information that's generated by our researchers is also used around the world by other researchers. And the University of Nebraska is highly respected in agricultural research. Of all the institutions in the world that do agricultural research, citations, that is, where people have published another article and they refer back to something that was done in an earlier work. The University of Nebraska ranks number 16 of all the agricultural research enterprises in the world. We are the 16th most cited institution in terms of the research done by our researchers here.